Welcome to Zaylink. And before we get into the show, let's hear one of our beautiful, amazing, talented Toronto artists, Luna Soleil, with her song Lemonade.
Luna. Keep our brick and she run it back. My niggas buy work, they eat up the catch. And niggas don't eat in their stomach flat.
Fire. I like that. Shout out to Luna Soleil. Go follow her on Instagram and her socials. So we are talking about Zaylink. And Zaylink is all about connecting viewers, people all over, in a social space that's safe to talk about sex, intimacy, relationships, complications, social distancing, COVID-19, all issues pertaining to relevance of our culture and what's affecting us. So I'm Allizae. You guys have seen me many times on YouTube for various things. Oasis Aqua Lounge brand ambassador,
Jeez.
Toronto rapper as well.
Jeez.
What else have I done? Quite a bit. I've done a lot of tutorials, interviews. I've been on some of the networks here on We Love Hip Hop.
And 6 list interview exclusive.
Yes. And I'm just raw and I try to be as organic as possible, free-spirited, open-minded, and I hope that listeners and viewers can take that energy and give it back and be able to talk about the things that, are affecting our lives, impacting our intimacy, our relationships, our sex, our decision-making, and our social interactions. And I think Zaylink is going to give everybody an opportunity to ask questions, challenge themselves.
And y'all see me on camera here, just get comfortable because we're going to be talking about a lot of different things, and y'all are going to be learning a lot from the information that we're going to be, Zay is going to be giving to y'all week after week. You know what I'm saying? A lot of questions about intimacy that the man them might want to know about. They're afraid to ask. A lot of times we have a lot of problems talking to our woman and communicating. You know what I'm saying?
Not just women. It's just there's different types of relationships out there. And for me, I've been involved in a lot of different experience, dominatrix. I honestly explore sexual curiosity. We have people that are not in traditional situations. People are in very interesting, unique setups. Right? If that's the word I can use, because a lot of people aren't in traditional relationships. They're in setups, situations.
So you're talking about open relationships and stuff like that?
Or things you can't even call a full relationship because a lot of people are together, but...
Situationships?
Yeah. Situationships. I think that's a good way of looking at it because sometimes you're just associated with somebody or affiliated or you're on lockdown with somebody just because. And it's hard to deal with that on a long-term basis because I think we've been dealing with the fast pace and the fast life for so long that COVID right now has kind of slowed things down. So the dude that's cheating on his girlfriend, going by this person's house, that person's house, a couple times throughout the day now has to find a set place because the freedom isn't there.
Yeah, he has to keep his side things to a minimum.
And then maybe just have the main and then cut those out because people's time management now is becoming an issue.
Facts.
And sharing yourself around, it was cool when you were in control, but now the government is. And they're dictating to us what we can and cannot do.
Yeah.
And how, free we can, be in certain environments. And then now we have to wear masks. And, a lot of people are hurting. So they're turning to social media. They're going online. And, I've stepped away from YouTube for a little bit, but, I have other things going on in my own life as well. And sometimes, you just get that calling to come back because I feel like what I've been doing in regards to interviews, vlogging, questioning people's intimacy and being able to share my own experience with people and advice. I still have emails and I still have people requesting to learn things from me.
Also, even before we even get into what the people can do, you've had some racy material online too.
And that's just me because that's the difference. I have
you push the boundaries.
I have. And it caught up to me before. YouTube channel got taken down and all kind of nonsense was going on because a lot of people can't handle it. It's strong material, but if you break it down, it's similar to what we all face, think of, or actually have done. And that's the thing about experience. It can be shared, it can be influential, and it could be a learning moment for people that are either trying to go and do certain things or just to get their mind open to what options and opportunities are out there.
Facts.
And that's what I did on my channel. It's, Allizae Vlogs. And that's all about going places where you might not want to go, doing things that you might not want to do. So I might start off with an innocent tutorial and have props and stuff like that. But I've been that realist to actually do the real stuff and showcase that as well. So I'm coming from a place of depth when I'm experimenting and explaining sexuality and curiosity.
So even with this show here, Zay Links, this is going to be a very interactive show with the people, and I just want the people to know that y'all can like send us emails, you can send us DMs, let the people know your social media first before you let them know the email.
Yeah.
So that they can follow you on your Instagram and then send you the questions via DM. I don't know if you.
I've had questions already. Yeah.
You got some questions already?
Yeah, I have.
Good.
Some.
And no dick pics, guys. Relax, unless that's what you want.
No.
Right? So
No dick pics.
Relax, but your privacy is respected.
I won't call out names unless you want it. Like that's where the interactive part comes. So Zaylink is a space, again, a social space to allow me to be that person, that sexpert, that consultant, that therapist, whatever you want to call me, whatever I do for you, to be that individual to absorb and take on what you want me to learn about you and your curiosity and answer it the best way I can. You guys have been watching my tutorials, music videos, rap videos, all the stuff I do, vlogs, and you've had questions. And you've seen my other content in many other forms and in other places, and you've wanted to know, how can I ask Allizae direct what I want to ask her? This is that platform. You can send me DMs. I've already got some. I'll read some of the questions and I'll be able to answer them.
Can't wait for those.
And I won't say any names. That's the beauty of it. So Zaylink will also evolve to have contact for those of you that want to talk to me with limitations, but you will be able to do that by leaving voice messages, and that will be played, on air, where we'll be actually playing them throughout the show. So if you have questions, you can even send them by video. If you want to send a video asking your question, send it to me on Instagram. My handle is Allizae Vlogs, same as YouTube and Instagram. I'm on Twitter as well, not as active, but mainly Instagram and YouTube. And the email address, again, is going to be Zaylink 416. Sorry, Zaylinks. So Zaelinks @gmail.com.
Same.
And you can send your question or comments, whatever you want to, interact with me about. You can send it.
And you're going to be having guests as well. Like,
Right.
You know what I mean? We're going to be trying to get as many different women and men in here to have like real conversations about intimacy and different things behind the scenes. You know what I'm saying? That or behind closed doors.
Yeah.
You know
I like
what I
that
mean?
idea.
Also, I want to mention quick fast, and like you're only gonna be seeing me here this one time, right? All right.
And then I'll be me.
It's gonna be Zay. She's gonna be able to take care of you. You know what I'm saying, and get you through this audio ride and visual ride. And speaking of the audio ride, this is gonna be available on Spotify, iTunes, Stitcher, all the listening platforms. Under the We Love Hip Hop banner, when you go underneath the We Love Hip Hop on Spotify and all those different places I mentioned, you'll be able to find Zay Link. You'll be able to find the We Love Hip Hop podcast as well as 6 Views Uncut.
So it's a major platform and it's only expanding. And I feel really honored to be a part of this network, because if you go back in the history of We Love Hip Hop, you'll be able to see some of my interviews from before. And that was about 2 years ago. So time is flying and now we're in COVID. But I was a lot more active back then and I was around.
Can we go through a little history of what happened back then? Huh?
You're gonna show a throwback of the clips?
Yeah, it's an edited clip because the original clip that went up back then, all right? And shout out to the show that we used to have called Six List, okay? There was your interview.
Yeah.
And one of the portions had some edits in it that was a little bit over the edge.
I get flagged a lot. I used to, at least, because I mean now there's a lot more content control. But yeah, I did music videos that were I wouldn't say overly explicit, but
Well, for YouTube, they weren't having it.
yeah. So again,
and it came, and that was the third strike that the channel was having at the time, and they were like,
so I was responsible.
"Cut off!"
So your channel got shut down. My channel got shut down.
Holy.
So hey, it's a bonding experience, and here we are.
Don't kill me, right?
We both got shut down. So I mean,
know,
damn,
right?
I'm the common link, right? So like, why not just create a show about the Zae link and hope, for the best. So that's what it is. This is where we are right now. And I know that I've been a voice and an influence for many people all over the world. I've gotten lots of emails and requests for more content. And it's like I was, down for a bit. I have my own personal struggles. I have a situation right now.
Yeah, so talk about what's been going on with you over the last, let's say, few months, even through the pandemic.
Oh, man. It's a little bit lonely. And I think a lot of people are feeling the loneliness, not where they just don't have any friends or anything. It's just a loneliness of isolation. And I think that's a very psychological thing that once you start to isolate people and segregate them, then they start to exhibit these type of emotions and feelings and state of mind.
Yeah.
Like when you know that you're not going to be able to just go certain places and have these social interactions, then you're now twiddling your thumbs. You're figuring out what am I going to do?
Yeah.
Okay, I can't be around a certain amount of people, or I can't be as flexible as I want to be to go around. So I was doing, a lot of soul searching as well, trying to figure out, like I have my own business as well. So I'm an entrepreneur in many areas. And, sometimes things gets a little bit boring, or it just, you start feeling like I need to do what I actually love doing. Because sometimes we do what we like to do.
Yeah.
Or we just do what we're compelled to do, or we do what,
we have to do.
The money drives us to do. But then there's things that are passionately motivating us. And I feel like the influence I've given online has affected a lot of people in a lot of positive ways. Maybe some negative. I'm not going to discredit those that maybe don't like me. But I think I've been mostly a positive influence. And my tutorials, I mean, I enjoyed it. I'm glad I did it when I did. Because the body just doesn't work the same after a while. And I'm not saying that I don't have certain abilities and stuff, but things happen. I was in a car accident, and that's a real thing. That's a game changer.
So even like with the car accident, all right? And then we'll get into our topics in a minute, right? How do you think that's affected your sex life?
Oh, man. Limitations, man. Like I'm very, very, I would say athletic and adventurous, and I like to do things very pleasing to myself in the sense where I just don't like traditional forms of sex, basically.
Talk about it.
So like, I mean, I have a lot of fetishes myself. And I mean, a lot of the time, sometimes when I have partners, they're not always on board. So that alone is like a downer. It's like, oh my gosh, I could be very extreme for people. And it's just like, that's just my drive. That's just my levels. And I'm up here when it comes to intimacy and stuff. Like,
okay, so give us a couple of examples of some of these fetishes.
And I'm not saying it to like be cocky or anything. It's just the energy you guys see from me in my music videos, in my vlogs, in my sexpert categorization. That's a real entity in me. Like, it's not like I'm just trying to be that way. And then regular life, I'm just like, okay, like, what do you want to do? No, like I'm, gung ho for like,
give us an example.
I don't like to kiss and tell, but like, I mean...
No, I'm not saying like you're not putting out the person, but give us an example of a fetish that maybe like some of the men them might be into, or maybe they might be like, nah, that's too much for me.
Okay, I like dialogue during sex. Like, that's a fetish, like I like being touched a certain way. I like certain, specifics, and it's not tedious. It's not a lot of challenging stuff. But for me, like, for instance, if like I have an injury, like in my shoulder, for instance, like this left shoulder. Since the car accident and stuff, it just got worse, and I have to have a surgery very soon, which I'm, scared and a little bit intimidated of. But hopefully, it's to make me stronger and better and give me better balance. But let's just say, like for instance, since the accident and stuff like that, I have been impacted sexually because it's limited me. Y'all know I'm really good at my neck. and my back.
My neck, my back.
And those areas were so fucked, like messed up, like when I got in the accident and everything. So like, for instance, if you're on top and you're on all fours, like having a, injury in your shoulder will create like a limb.
That's two different positions. You're on top and you're on all fours.
Yeah. Okay. Like, okay, if you're on your knees and you're like, okay, let's just say, like, for instance, you're in 69 and you're like the woman, like myself, over the person. It's almost frustrating because like you can't put a lot of pressure down on both hands.
Your shoulders start getting tired.
There's a weakness. And I don't like weakness, especially in the category of sexuality or sex. I don't like weakness. It's a pet peeve, and it's just like it's a disability to me, and it's sad. Because mentally, like, I'm all, strong and good to go and do certain things. And then the reality is, like, I'm trying to hold myself and I'm trying to, enjoy that experience. And then it's like, I have to be a soldier. I have to try to, like...
soldier it up.
Yeah, exactly.
So, okay, we're going to be redirecting the questions towards, I guess, me at some point.
I have a question for you.
We'll get to that. I got one more question on that.
Yeah.
With the injury. So you're doing your thing, right?
Or starting to, and then like...
You're okay. You're in the middle of fucking.
Yeah.
And your shoulder starts to hurt.
Yeah.
Do you also equally start getting dry? Or do you still
are able to
maintain your moisture?
Listen, I am like... I don't even know how to explain it. I don't give a shit. Like I'm trying to work through it, and I'm trying to still go like I'm like A plus. Like I'm trying to go hard, and it's like it's frustrating. Like I'm trying to like enjoy myself, and I want to like my mind wants me to do all types of positions or do all kind of crazy stuff, and then my body is like, hello, you can't put the same balance of weight on your left side that you can your right. And then I'm like, shut the fuck up. Like, I can do this. I'm gonna try. And then sometimes you'll just one-hand it or whatever, and it's real.
My mind is telling me no.
Exactly.
For my body.
That's exactly what it is. It is a mental struggle and a physical one. So I'm fighting my body, and my body's fighting my mind, because I'm a very strong-minded person. And like when my mind is telling me I could do things, and this is relative to a lot of people out there that might be struggling with disabilities or injuries or anything that just sets your course off track, that you don't know your body as well as your body knows you. You might think you can do things or tell your body you're going to go with this momentum and have this drive and energy, but your body will correct you many times and be like, nah. Because it will just collapse. It will do like the most creative things at the wrong times that you think it's not supposed to. But, our body has its own clock that it's working on, and our mind has another one. So it's a challenge for sure.